to US Rugby Happy Hour Live. Interviews with the biggest names in American rugby.
The New England Free Jacks, Major League Rugby champions. One-on-one to score.
Here are your hosts, Bill Baker and that other guy.
Good evening, good day, good afternoon, wherever you are listening and from and tuning in from. I'm Bill Baker. This is John Fitzpatrick of Rugby Morning, and I could have said I'm American Rugby Rising also, but Fitzy, how are you, man?
Doing great. I got a little sunburn going on. Hit the beach today. Yeah.
Tough life you got there. It's literally in the Boston area today. It literally was 60 degrees. It is August 20th. I am pissed off. I'm supposed to be at the beach also getting a sunburn.
Well,
I apologize. I got sidetracked for a second there because I just got notification from Alex Goff that he has the lineup for the men's rugby match against Canada Friday night.
Ooh.
He has posted it, so we will talk about that in a little bit because our guest tonight
pull it up.
is on this list. I'm looking at the list right now, so we'll talk that a little bit. And also, before we get to that, Fitzy, USA women play Canada on the same day. Huge match. Not Canada, sorry. They play England. Jeez, what am I talking about? They play England, the opening match of the Rugby World Cup. I'm so excited for Friday. I'm taking a half day. I've got the women's match during the day. I got the men's match at 9 o'clock at night Eastern time. I'm hoping you do the same.
I am. I will be. It'll be a little bit earlier for me, but absolutely.
It put you on the spot there. Yeah, what was that? That's like 11 a.m. kickoff for you or something like that for the women?
Yeah.
It's 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time for me for the men's. I don't know if I can make it. I could have been earliest days. But no, I'm definitely staying up. Also, Fitzy, another comment here. Major League Rugby draft is tomorrow night. Late in with the information about how this whole draft is going to work, about understandable. I mean, a few teams have kind of dropped out recently. I don't think anyone listening to the show is I don't know, hidden from the fact they've heard what's been going on. So seems to be a lot of good names in that draft. I'm really excited about this draft class. We'll see what happens. Anthem has a couple quick picks off the top, and you just never know. Any quick feelings about this draft, Fitzy?
I think it's cool. It's going to be on a broadcast on ESPNU. So maybe someone stumbles upon it. Sounds like it might be live. I know in years past it's been taped. So I think more than anything, hopefully it's turning the page into the new season. We know there's going to be a 2026 MLR season. It's going to look a little different. I think it confirmed all the teams that will be in it. So, good news.
It is good news. And we did try to have another MLR draft show this year. Last year we had on 3 of the draft picks. As soon as they were announced, they came on the show. We were live during the whole draft. Yeah. And it was a really cool event that we did. We had Kevin Storty was on it. Kevin? I'm like way everywhere with the names tonight. Hopefully I got our guest name right.
We might take you out, man. I would.
I know. Eric Storty. So, we had some really great talent on that show. We just couldn't pull it off this year. But a number of reasons. One, MLR was having difficulties. Also, making sure it worked out for them, and I wasn't gonna pester them to make it happen for us. Also, just they didn't need us knocking on the door. Hey, can we be involved? But maybe next year we'll jump on it again. And before we get to our guest here, listeners, please like, follow, and subscribe to this podcast. If you're listening to the replay, do all those things. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, go ahead and subscribe to our channel and get notifications of future guests and events that we may be doing as well. And when I say maybe doing as well, Fitzy and I have aspirations of doing some live events down the road. We'll see how that goes. We're kind of far apart from each other, so we might have to meet midway for some of these matches and events. But I say we try to make it work. I don't know. Let's go camping. Let's do a podcast in the middle of the woods in Yosemite or something.
Hey.
I don't know.
That's closer to me than you.
That's way closer to you.
I was just in Yosemite last weekend, as a matter of fact.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Nice. That's on my bucket list, man. I want to get there. It's my bucket list.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this, man. As usual, our jingle writing team has written a pretty amazing introduction for this guest, and I promise you it will be in your head for a while. Roll it.
Oh.
They call him the freight train, a force to behold. Late to rugby, a story story to be told. From gridiron fields to the rugby scrums night, he found his calling shining ever so bright. Tonga Kofe, strength and skill combined. Tonga Kofe, for the USA Eagles, his talents aligned. From Utah Warriors, now at Leicester's call, hear the roar of the crowd as he gives his all. A late bloomer, you might say. Let's welcome to the show. Tonga Kofe is here to stay. Tonga Kofe.
There he is, man. Tonga Kofe joins us.
Let's
Oh,
welcome to
hit the wrong buttons. You got to drag this music down because that goes on for 2 more minutes, Tonga. That goes on. Your name just loose for 2 minutes.
I love
Man,
it.
thank you for joining us. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Doing great, man. Where are you right now?
We're in Canada right now, Calgary.
Yeah,
Just
good
in my
answer.
hotel room.
Nice. Oh, who's your roommate, by the way? That's a very important question.
Inafuti.
Oh, nice. Nice. Oh, let's see. Oh, yeah, you're both in there. Okay. Just looking at tomorrow, Friday night's roster. Nice. I'm glad you're there. Obviously, Tonga, we're having you on for a big reason because a number of things. One, USA Rugby, signing with the Tigers. You're one of these athletes, USA players we really want to talk to about your story, about a crossover athlete, football, and all this stuff. So that's why we have you here today. But before we get to that, what do your teammates call you?
There's a lot. I like to go by Tonga, but
Okay.
some just call me Big T, or
Nice.
they have some other names. I don't think I'm allowed to say it on here. Just gonna leave it.
Where did the freight train come from? Was that a Utah thing?
Yeah, it's a Utah thing that came from the media person, Fiona. I think she's the one who brought it up.
Okay.
It's fitting.
So Tonga, what is your full Tongan name?
I was Semise Tonga Kofe. Just that.
Okay.
Semi-set.
I was
What's
expecting
that
something
mean?
longer. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there a meaning to semi-set?
This is my grandpa's name, named after my grandpa on my dad's side. So
Okay.
that's it.
Very cool.
Now you're born in Oregon, right? Have you spent much time? I know your family is from Tonga. Have you spent much time there?
So I was born in California, and that was it. I was born in Long Beach, California, and then probably 6 months after I was born, I was raised in Portland, Oregon. So I spent my whole life there, and then it wasn't until 2022 after I got married, then we made the move to Utah to work construction.
Oh, I get that connection.
Interesting.
But sorry, Fitz, but I just want to talk a little more about your Tongan heritage. I know it's strong in Tongan families. Can you talk about how your family's heritage influences you in life? Maybe on the field or off.
This is in the Tongan culture is so my parents they came here from Tonga, and they just instilled in us to work hard, go after what we need to go for. They worked hard and to be able to provide for us. There's we have 9 other siblings, and so I'm number 10. I'm the youngest, and it's just they just put their head down and went to work. I didn't see them complain. I still saw them fulfill their duties as a mother and father, and that's what it is.
Now, Tonga, let's jump in and talk a little bit about your sports background. For those who aren't familiar, let's talk about your athletic past, right? You played college football. You did a little bit of wrestling. What was your rugby experience prior to signing with Utah?
I'd say it was very, very little. So playing with, being in college, you weren't really allowed to play rugby. You can't really do other sports in case of injury. But I did have a club in Oregon, but I was number 8, or they would chuck me in at the 12. So it was much of like partly pickup rugby. So I didn't really learn a lot of the technical stuff. It was just kind of show up on Saturday, play, and whatever. But that's pretty much it. I didn't really have that kind of background.
Yeah. So in college, you played on the D line. You were a defensive tackle. Is that correct?
Yeah, D tackle and nose guard. You know, it was nice and fun.
If I may ask, how much were you weighing in at that time?
I was around 330, 335.
Yeah.
Trying to just anchor the middle of the line. That's where all the action is. So yeah, that's where I was at.
Yeah. So I got to ask then, because conditioning in rugby and football is a little bit different. A little more powerful bursts there in football. Rugby, you got to run around a little bit, but certainly you get a chance to touch the ball. Do you prefer one conditioning over another?
I definitely prefer football conditioning. You see how fast I answered that? There's no. Yeah, rugby conditioning is different. They threw us into the Bronco for my first time in 2023, and I was like, I wanted to give out after the third one. So, man.
Well, let's so back up a second. Stupid, but I mean, Utah wasn't your first. I mean, you had some college minutes in there, but was there another club? Where did you get your first serious time playing rugby?
At the time, Utah had this thing called the Crossroad Cup, where they have 4 teams in Utah, and they run a tournament. And I just happened to join one of the tournaments because my brother is good friends with Paul Asike, who was the head coach of that team. And so I joined his team, and he put in a good word for me, and ended up making the team from 2024. And then from then on, I was just trying to work at my craft and everything else.
So wait, that's literally 2 years ago, less than 2 years ago. Am I getting that right?
Yeah, that is.
That's crazy. So Tonga, let's look at your football attributes, your wrestling attributes. What in that translated well into rugby for you, or specifically as a prop?
I think for wrestling, it's kind of the mental aspect. It's you're one-on-one. You have to tough it out. You can't give up. You have no one to blame because there's no one else next to you. You know, if you lose, it's on you. If you win, it's on you.
Yeah.
And so that just built me to have this mindset to be accountable for myself and put in that work for me so that I don't have to rely on no one else. And then going to football, it just helped me to have that explosiveness, or try to have the explosiveness, and just have that mental toughness. It's physical, and rugby's physical as well. And just being in the middle of the D line, you're just basically mauling every play. That's how I look at it.
Wow. And it's been, like we just said, it's been so quick. So what kind of work have you been putting in between seasons? Have you been rugby 100% in your mind since those days, 2 years ago?
Ever since I found out that I had a shot to make the roster, it's definitely rugby 100%. Although the first few times I was working part-time laying concrete, but after the 24 season, it was just rugby. Mm-hmm. And then I guess from there, having Robbie Abel as a coaching me up through the offseason, it actually propelled me to where I was at for this past 25 season.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're talking with Paul and he's like, "Hey Tonga, like we need you out here, run around. You're a big physical guy." You know, like, did you ever in your mind did you ever think, "Hey, like I've got a legit shot at doing something really special here with rugby," or were you? What was going through your mind what was your approach like?
When he told me to first come, I was just like, "All right, I'll just do it just to kill time." You know, just get away from laying concrete every morning at 7 a.m. So I just joined, and we did it, and I didn't think I had a shot. Maybe I'd make the team, maybe not. Either way, I'm going to go back and lay some concrete. And so when they offered me a contract, and then I realized it's kind of a wake-up call, like, oh, this is for real. I might have something to do with this. And
the coach, sorry. And with Paul, Ben, the coaches for Utah and whoever, what would they say about you? You know, I've coached for a while also, and I have some players that are extremely coachable. They're the best. I may not be the best players, but extremely coachable. Are you one of those? Where you're an athlete. You've been an athlete your whole life. I mean, obviously, if you weren't coachable, they would have said, "Yeah, go away, go pour concrete all day long," right?
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, is that you? Or go ahead. It's okay. You can pat yourself on the back. Are you coachable?
That's their words. That's not mine. But yeah,
Yeah.
they like to say that I could be coachable, willing to learn anything they teach me. I'm not afraid to try it in practice. If I lose, I lose. If not, I'll keep it in my arsenal, and use it again on game day. So it's just one of those things that you have to go in with a clear mind, leave your ego at the door. Everything that comes to you, soak it up like a sponge. And if it works, it works. If not, then it doesn't. And that's one of those things you gotta have a 10-second memory. If you make a mistake, just try the next one.
Goldfish.
Yeah.
Okay, so was there ever any other position? I mean, 6'2", 320? Prop was it, pretty much, right? You're not going to put you at center, although I think you did one time.
That would be scary.
Yeah, well, in that tournament I was mentioning earlier, I was the 8-man. So
yeah.
when they recruited me, I thought I was going to be the 8-man, just be in the back of the scrum, just put my head in there, don't really, don't have to really worry about anything. And then when I went to scrums and they put me at tight head prop, I was confused. I was like, what is this? What are we doing here, guys? Feet got lifted off the ground, first scrum. Yeah, I don't know what I was doing.
Wait. I can't imagine people lifting you off the ground in the scrum. But I guess maybe that gets to, like, as you're learning, and look, you may but tell by looking at me, I did not play in the forward pack or in the front row. But as you were learning the position of scrumming down and all of that, I mean, was it hard to pick up, or was that wrestling background, the football background, did that give you an edge and there was familiar angles and leverage and things like that?
Yeah, it was definitely hard to pick up. It's not an easy thing, but I think just having low center of gravity is what they teach you in football, and then wrestling they teach you leverage, and that's all what the scrum is having that, being low on your bind, dropping your hips, and then when you hit, you're working leverage against the loose head, and that's what all you learn in wrestling is trying to find that leverage, that angle, be able to use their weight against them.
It's funny you mentioned wrestling.
Go ahead, Fitzy.
Yeah, Bill, because I wanted to jump on this because I know college football there's obviously a crossover, and we've got a question about that. But hearing about wrestling, and there are other athletes in Major League Rugby who have had a college rugby, had a wrestling background. Corey Daniel, right from Oak Glory, DC, who's in camp. He was a great wrestler in high school and in college. There's something about that sport, right? It's a combat sport where it's you and the other person. You have to take that person down, and the rugby tackle. It's a double leg takedown essentially, and you're driving the person over. But there's something about wrestling there where it feels like could be a legitimate crossover pathway if college wrestlers want to pick up this crazy sport called rugby. I don't know. I mean, do you think that's a legitimate pathway, right, for college wrestlers to play rugby?
Yeah, I think so. I think wrestling teaches a lot about life, just trying to tough it out mentally and physically. You're going 3 rounds with another guy trying to take him out, essentially. And that I definitely think you can cross over to rugby. It teaches, like you said, tackling. It teaches leverage. It teaches not to give up, to endure. If you're tired, you have no other option but to keep going. So even if you are tired, it doesn't matter because there's someone out there to get you. So I think that's what it teaches.
What weight class did you wrestle at?
Heavyweight.
Yeah. Duh.
Yeah.
When you look back, I mean, obviously you cherished your football, wrestling career, and all that. When you look back, do you say, "Man, I wish I'd found rugby sooner"? Now that you've been involved with it a couple of years.
Yeah, I do. So that's weird. So my brother coaches at BYU for the rugby team, on the men's team, and he was trying to get me to come over and have 1 year of rugby on my senior year, just transfer over and play. And I was like, nah, I think I'm good. I'm gonna just give this football thing a try, and that always sticks to me because when I did move out to Utah for 2 straight years, I didn't do nothing except hit the gym and work. And so to me, I just missed those critical years of of what could have been that I could have added to experience, but I think just I guess got to look forward and try to be better.
And then Fitzy just mentioned a little while ago, a minute ago, about wrestlers, getting more involved. But just like I like using crossover athletes in quote, crossover athlete, Pono, you're the tie head partner there. Tono, Caleb on the teams. Those three of you right there are making a successful run at it at this international level and professional level. So what would it take for us to get more of these high-level college athletes to take up rugby after their college careers are over, other than a lot of money, which obviously, is not there?
Yeah. I think they just have to get over the fear that when you tackle, there's no pads.
Yeah.
Because when I explain to some of my college teammates and stuff of what it is, they immediately like, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. But they don't realize it's a lot of control and a lot of technique that goes into it. You're not just going out there smashing someone. There's technique. And when they realize that, then I think it'll be a better transition for them.
Now, Tonga, when you first, I guess, let's go back to when you first picked up that rugby ball and you started playing in a game. What was one of the first things that struck you when you started playing rugby? Like, this is crazy. And what I mean by that is, like, in other words, you went from you have one job in football, you're lining up, you're basically mashing into the guard, trying to get past him to blow up the running back or something like that. What was some of the things when you started playing rugby where you're like, this is crazy, this is different?
I think it's like I make a tackle, I'm getting up, you want to celebrate, but you look back and your whole team's already back.
He's moving, yeah.
Getting ready to make the next play, So there's no real spotlight, on defense. So you're not hearing your name called every time a tackle happens. And so it's just one of those things that, okay, I have to get back and keep playing. Or if you're running the ball, I got the ball in my hands. So I have a chance to change the game right now just from the way I run. Or if I pass it, So it's one of those things.
Well, it's like I only played high school football. And to your point a minute ago, I remember playing scared high school football. And when I started playing rugby, it was just easier for some reason. And to think, like some of your teammates, like, no, it's opposite. But for me, for some reason, it was just easier without the pads. But with that said, I mean, what you just mentioned about, tackling, it's like in football, you're told you have this job, don't you dare touch that ball. That kind of thing. You have to do this and this. If you don't do this and that, don't think, just
just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
So, Tonga, let's jump forward here. Congrats on signing with Leicester Tigers recently. A big move from Utah. Can you talk about that? How did that come about, and why?
Yeah, I think after we played Spain or Belgium, I just looked at my WhatsApp and I want to say sorry to the coach, but I announced his name as Geoff. It's spelled Geoff. Yeah, I was like, who's Geoff? And so they were like, and I asked AJ McGinty. I was like, dude, do you know this guy? I don't know where he's from. And he's like, bro, that's Jeff Parling. I was like, yeah. Where is he from? And he gave me the whole gist of, bro, that's Leicester Tigers. They're the biggest club in the Prem. Like, we play against them. I said, oh, shoot, for real? All right, let me reply. It's been like a couple hours.
Yeah.
And so, I think he reached out to a couple coaches from Utah and just asked how was I or if any props available. And, shout out to Robbie, as a coach, you kind of want to keep your guys, but he pushed me out there and just grateful for that. And then I think from there, that's when Jeff contacted me and we were just talking from then and about trying to get over there.
I mean, what are you looking to get out of your time with the Tigers? I mean, I know you're thankful for Utah, obviously. Are you just more about raising your level of play, trying something new, a new experience, traveling overseas, maybe helping your international goals?
Yeah, I'm trying to be the best prop in the world. I know it sounds really, I don't know if it's cliche or if it's far-fetched, but that's just how I've always done things. When I've wrestled, I wanted to be the state champion. When I played
Yeah.
football, I wanted to reach the NFL level. Be that type of player. And it's no different coming to rugby. I want to be the best prop, and I want to represent USA. I want to take USA to the next level to be able to compete with whoever. And that's really that's how I see it. And going there, I know it'll help me. They have great coaches, great players. There, I have no other option but to improve.
Hmm.
That's all it is for me, and I'm going to learn from everyone there and get better, and hopefully bring that back to USA and help everyone out as well.
Yes.
As Bill mentioned, yeah, it's a big move, right? Yeah, geographically, right, going across the pond, but big jump, right, to a Premiership club, right? For anyone who's played, say, 4 years or 14 years, have you thought at all about what it will take to succeed at that level? Because it's a step up from in the professional ranks.
To what it takes to that level, I know I'm going to have to be more locked in. I might have to eat a little bit less ice cream, take care of my body a little more, add a little more, maybe one more bucket of ice, get a little colder, recover better. I know it's they're way up there in the rugby world, and so I don't want to show up and disappoint them, and I don't want to disappoint the fans either.
It was, potentially helping fill the shoes of Dan Cole. 118 England caps, 388 appearances for Tigers. He's now the recruitment and retention officer for the club. Have you heard from him at all, or is this not there yet?
Yeah, we're not there yet. Hopefully, we'll be there soon. So, but I got about a month left, 2 months before I head out there.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that was the other thing. Like, when do you think you'll be there?
October. So after this PNC tour, then I'll make my way over there.
Oh, sorry, I just lost John for a second there. Okay. So after the PNC tour, great. Now, did any of this? It doesn't sound like it, but I need to ask this question: does this move have anything to do also with maybe the current instability of MLR, the perfect time for the move, or is this nothing to do with that?
I had nothing to do with that. It's just I wanted to get better by playing elite level with the elite guys, be surrounded by that, and be able to take my game to the next level. That's all it was.
All right, let's jump ahead. USA Rugby, obviously big match on Friday, but let's step back a second. You mentioned the Belgium match. Your debut started 47 minutes. You know all this. Talk about that match, but also mostly talk about how important it was for you. I mean, how your emotions, keeping in check, going out there, pulling on the USA uniform for that match.
Yeah, as it is for everyone, it's just an honor to represent your country, no matter where it is. And in my head, I just had to tell myself it's just another game. Yeah. Coaches are telling me it's just another game. You don't have to do any extra. You don't have to do any less. Like, do what you do. Play your game, and we'll be all right. And I went out there with that kind of mindset, and I just did what I did. And just hopefully it made Coach happy and anyone else happy. So,
how you doing with the 0 Gs, by the way?
Man,
that's all you need to say.
That's it.
Oh, let's speaking of Scott here, 0 Gs, etc. Now, the next two matches, obviously, we know tough losses to Spain and England. You've still got some good minutes in those two matches. What was Scott's message after that England match? Leading during this dead time before PNC, maybe to keep you guys, the whole squad's heads up. Head in the game. We have a job ahead of us. Got to qualify for the Rugby World Cup and get ready for Canada. What was his message after that England match?
His message to us was just, like you said, just keep our head up, keep working. Like, that was the top teams in the world that we just played against, and we did everything we can to prepare. We made mistakes, but we can't just linger on those mistakes. We have to capitalize. And if they made mistakes, we have to capitalize on those mistakes. And just whoever makes the least amount of mistakes most likely wins.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. And we came into this tour with that same mentality we had. We cleaned it up. We have been going through practices. Practices have been nice and clean. So, and it's not humid like it was over there. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah.
So I've asked this question to other players too, and it's similar answers, which makes sense. But I want to ask you as well. You know, MLR level is a good high-speed level of game. Club level, whatever else, is lower, obviously. International level is much faster. Was that something that you were like, wow, you know, during these matches, even against Belgium, you know, nothing against Belgium, obviously, but England's definitely a faster team. Was there a difference in physicality and speed in those matches?
Yeah, there's a real big difference. It's definitely faster than MLR, especially playing against England. But I think
Yeah.
Coach Scott does a great job of preparing us for it. He runs us through the week, and we just have this big crazy practice, you know, called 4G, and it's harder than the game, essentially. So, you know, and he does it. It's just a great job he does to prepare us to play against any team. So the fitness is not a problem. You know, it's just other
Yeah.
than that, we just need to capitalize on everything else.
Big match Friday against Canada, beginning of PNC, beginning of World Cup qualifiers. I don't even need to ask you how important, how meaningful it will be for you to play in a World Cup one year. But let's talk about Canada specifically. How have trainings gone, preparations for this match gone, and also, I mean, have they been intense? We talk about these trainings.
Yeah, these trainings been intense. Everyone's dialed in. Everyone's focused. There's not a bunch of lollygagging on the training pitch. You know, it's all about business right now. And ever since we flew into camp, everyone knew that. You know, at first in July, we were all kind of everyone just hang out on their own and do their own thing. But coming into this camp, everyone's actually a lot closer. You know, everyone's locked in. Everyone's eating right. Everyone's sleeping. Rodo's taking care of us. And so everyone knows how much this means, especially against Canada, who we always want to beat.
Yeah.
You know, and especially in their hometown and home country, we don't want to let this opportunity slip away from us.
I mean, is there? I don't know. I'm looking at the list right now of Friday night's match or players. Not a lot of them played in the qualifiers a few years ago, where we went to repechage, and you know the whole story that didn't make the World Cup. Is there talk about that? You know, not letting that happen again, or is it just listen? We got to look forward.
It's looking forward. You know, obviously I wasn't there at the time, but
Yeah.
no one really talks about it, so I really don't know much about what happened or where it is, because even at the time I wasn't paying attention to rugby anyways. So we're just trying to move forward and just win the day on Friday. You know, just help our country get to the World Cup.
You know what? I'm looking at this list right here. There actually is a potential of having a all crossover front row if you or Pono switches to loosehead. We could have Pono, Caleb, and you in the front row. Let's make this happen. You have the switch. Lots of American football experience. All of you late to the game, and all of you really doing well. We had Pono on the show not long ago, and he was excited, just like you are, to be succeeding at this game as well. But Scott Lawrence also calls Caleb Geiger 100% American beef. Now, Tonga, you have 60 pounds on him, so what does he call you?
Just a horse.
The horse.
I don't really have a nickname yet. Maybe we're not that close yet, but we'll get there.
4 games. This is your 4th one, right?
Yeah,
You'll get there. You'll get there. And one of the team, you're going to do something in the hotel, silly or whatever else, and AJ or somebody's going to jump on it and say, "Yeah, you're now whatever you just did."
Yeah.
I mean, you clearly know the selections for Friday. You know, can you talk about any? I'm looking at it over here, so I'm looking away. Have you packed down with KP before?
Not that I remember.
Yeah, I don't think he played in a couple of those matches there early in the year. But I mean, looking at the front row, you, Jack, and KP, pretty strong front row. And you got the engine room behind you is pretty strong. Good to see Marno in there. Jason Dam, of course. Benja, Corey Daniels, and McKean Alicon. not a ton of caps between that pack and those players in the pack, Tonga. But I mean, can you just talk about the strength that the USA pack is bringing to Friday night's game?
Yeah, we're just a heavy pack. Trying to go heavy, trying to dominate scrums. Every scrum we get, we're trying to just dominate, and same with mauls, set piece, anything. So the pack that he put forward, I think he trusts us a lot, and even those on the bench, coming off the bench, he wants them to finish. And so this pack, we're just ready to try to go out there and basically, just dominate. That's all it is.
Have you been yelled at by AJ yet?
Not yet, thankfully. He's to me, he's just like Joe Hodgson, those guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, thankfully I haven't been yelled at yet. Good guy.
He is. There's a great clip of him giving his peace of mind to KP in a match a while back, and and then KP scores a try 2 phases later. Listen, Tonga, man, it's been great. Great having you on. It's been a great conversation with you. We're cheering for you, man. We're cheering for you and the Eagles, obviously. So good luck on Friday. Good luck going into the future matches as well.
All right, thank you. Appreciate you guys.
All right, Mala. Cheers, buddy.
Wow.
It's a great one. It's so fun to talk to guys like Tonga Kofe. My apologies. Good guy. He's looks like he's just going to be pushing to play forever. And I love the fact that he's going over, to England to play for Leicester Tigers. And also I do appreciate a lot of the questions you all have left for us. There's a lot on here, including what's your favorite ice cream? I should have gotten that. I'm sorry, Futi. But a lot of Tonga fans as well in there, and Tonga the man, and possibly the country as well. But yes, and I do apologize for asking what weight class he wrestled at. That was a stupid question. It's pretty obvious what weight class he wrestled at. Anyway, listeners, thank you for tuning in live, and also please do follow us on YouTube, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, wherever you're listening to. Also, this show will be released as a podcast on Thursdays. So tune into that podcast and share it with your friends. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. Talk again later.